one of our keynote speakers today, who is an extraordinary humanitarian that is changing the planet in wellness, who is the founder of CENTNER Wellness. So you're seeing all these amazing modalities over here in the back, the vending. If you tried any of the technologies, they have multiple centers around the world. And this woman has the hugest vision, that infinite vision that we all want for ourselves. This woman is actually bringing this and delivering it to the world. LEILA CENTNER. Can everybody please stand up?
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm LEILA CENTNER, the CEO of CENTNER Wellness. Does anybody in this room get annoyed about the toxins in our food?
Yes.
Yes. How about the indoctrination that's happening in schools? Raise your hand. How about how broken our traditional medical system is? Raise your hand. Thank you. Well, I decided, instead of being mad, angry, and annoyed, which is what I used to be, I'm just going to create my own systems. So, as you can see here, we actually own our own farm. We don't spray anything, zero, it's all clean, super amazing. We own a ranch where we are actually harvesting our own chickens that are super clean, glyphosate-free, delicious, and of course, CENTNER Wellness. So, not everybody has the ability to create their own, but what I tell everybody is just to support your local farms, support those schools that are aligned with you, and support the alternative wellness centers who have basically told the traditional medical system, I don't want anything to do with you, I'm going to create my own. Just support them. And I'm one of those that you can support. And really, it's because we live in toxic soup. There are toxins everywhere. Not just the vaccines, the chemtrails in the air, the water that's extremely polluted, polyester clothes that everybody wears, these are all toxins. And it's nothing to be afraid of. We just need to do something about it. It's that simple. My journey was a very toxic journey. I grew up pretty much taking antibiotics my whole life. I had a tipping point where I was bitten by a tick in 2013, and I didn't feel anything until the tipping point in 2020 when I was living in a house that was full of mold. Really, really bad mold, and I didn't even know it for 3 years. And I also, at the time, had breast implants that were adding to my ability to get well. And then, if you can see over here, oh, it's a little bit blurry, but I also had infections in my mouth from cavitations. I don't know, does anybody here have a root canal? Raise your hand. Yeah, you might want to get that checked right away. My husband had one in his mouth, and he had a huge cyst that was removed, and after that, all his blood sugar levels completely balanced when he got it out. And I had 4 wisdom teeth removed, actually 5, I had an extra one, and they were infected when I had them cleaned. This is my family. We also went on this journey together, especially my little one who got hit really hard, just as hard as I did. So how are we going to take our power back? Here is something that we do at CENTNER Wellness, and it's something that I recommend everybody do, even if you're not coming to CENTNER Wellness. If you can find your local naturopath, your local alternative place that you can really assess what's going on now. You know, when somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, it's not something that happened overnight. It looks like it happened overnight because all of a sudden they were diagnosed, but it's really something that's been in their body for years. And if they were proactive and they started doing the testing now, they could see that there's a problem and they'll never have to get to that place called cancer. You know, there's a lot of amazing genetic tests that people run, right? Well, if you have in your family, like I did in mine, I had many family members, maybe 6 or 7 who all had breast cancer. It's not a death sentence if you take care of yourself now. Same thing with Alzheimer's, same thing with dementia. And this is what we do here at CENTNER Wellness. First, we're going to do assessments, all sorts of labs, unique labs that traditional doctors don't and won't run to see where you're at. We even have cancer screening tests. We even have a preventative cancer screening test that we send to Greece that we're able to see what your body needs now so you don't get to cancer. You're super cool. And then once we have an idea of everything that's going on, then we focus on strengthening and detoxing your body. And that's a whole process because everybody's body is very, very different. We'll give you an example. There was somebody that came to us that was vaping, and he had a very strange toxin that we had never seen come up on one of his panels. So none of us knew what this one was, so we asked ChatGPT, and it had a list of things, and we gave it to the client and said, have you been, like, does this look familiar? He goes, yeah, I've been vaping for 6 years. And it isn't anything that anybody would have thought of. It was a very strange toxin. And so again, he worked super hard now, just getting all that crap out of his body. And then the third phase, of course, recharge and revitalize. And that's, all this amazing stem cells, fun stuff that we can do to really just recharge your body. We really pride ourselves to have just the greatest, most amazing technology. It's in a 15,000 square foot location. And it's really just a fun place. I call it fun. My husband thinks I'm crazy because I really love doing this stuff. Where you can just enhance your wellness. You can level up. And there's so many things here that you can do, whether it's for your mind, body, or your soul. Has anybody here heard of the Theta machine? The amortal chamber? These are all things that it's not just for your body, but also for your mind. And your mind is important. You can't forget that we do live in a world where we're constantly being bombarded with all sorts of craziness. And so taking care of our mind is just as important as taking care of our body. So this is one of my favorite things. As you know, I was living in mold for 3 years, and I actually found this machine. Has anybody heard of the EBO2? I found this at another doctor's office, and I had complete brain fog. It was just, my body was showered in mold. And after 3 treatments of these, it was like incredible. I've actually done 12, but I probably had more mold than the average person. There's an incredible liver cleanses that you can do at home. There's kidney cleanses that you can do at home. Cleanse your body. Cleanse your organs. Because guess what happens when you don't cleanse your body? Then you have this tipping point where your body eventually taps out. And when your liver is so full of gunk and it can no longer process out toxins, guess where the toxins stay? They stay in your body. So if there's anything that you learned from me today, again, come to our center, don't come, whatever works well for you, because I want everybody to do what works for them and their budget. I tell people, start at home. Go ground, go in the sunlight, go to the beach, take off your shoes, and run on the sand. That's free, it's accessible to everyone. I want everybody to think of detoxing. Detoxing. You can buy an $800 infrared sauna, and you can sweat 3-4 times a week, and it increases your lifespan. Again, these are relatively cheap things. Of course, if you've got the funds and you want to come to CENTNER Wellness, we'd love to have you. But I try and tell people this so they don't think, oh, I don't have that kind of money, so I can't detox. You can. And eating delicious organic food. I've tested the food that's not organic. I've sent it to the labs because I have farms, so I like to compare. And the amount of glyphosate in non-organic food will kill you. So yes, it's a little bit of an investment today to buy more expensive food, but it's going to save you in the long run from expensive medical bills, or worse, having to not work because you have cancer. And it does cause cancer. It's proven to cause cancer. Again, this is all of our cutting-edge technology. We have 3 locations: Brickell, Edgewater, and Coral Gables. Focus, strengthening, detoxing. And if anybody wants to find us, you can just pull out your phone and screenshot this page. This is where we are. We have tours at the farm for anybody that wants to come take a look at the farm, and of course CSAs for anybody that wants to get food. So thank you all.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Can we get a standing ovation for this program?
And tomorrow I'm actually going to go through a case study with one of our patients that I think you'll find very interesting.
So you'll hear from LEILA again tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Well,